Adnuntius Data lets marketers, publishers, or alliances between the two collect user information and subsequently activate that data in Adnuntius Self-Service, Adnuntius Marketplace, or in any other system of your choice. As third-party cookies are disappearing, IDFA is crippled, and privacy legislation are laying down tougher requirements, we believe that two things will become important. First, publisher data will become more important. After all, if marketers can no longer use their own data at the same scale, the data that publishers can collect will become more valuable. Second, if marketers and publishers can collaborate on data sharing, it must be done in a more responsible way using other types of identifiers. Quoting an article by the IAB on the introduction of Project ReArc, quote, "Addressability might only exist in the future state via a consumer-provided, consented identifier tied to privacy preferences. As an example, today many brands and publishers ask consumers for an email address." Unquote. This is the Adnuntius Marketplace, for which you can see a demo in a separate video. But in short, Adnuntius Marketplace lets buyers, publishers, or ad networks provide their own private marketplace to reduce technology cost by at least 80% and to ensure 100% transparency in the value chain. Under segment targeting, I can in this simple example see a couple of segments, and these were made in Adnuntius Data. Let's switch from the marketplace and over to data. Data allows you to create segments based on what we call triggers. A trigger lets you apply segments to users who match certain behaviors or characteristics. In this example, I applied the segment called Adult Food Lovers whenever a user has stated, for instance through registration, that she is 40 years or more and has visited the publishing website aperitif.no. Publishers can send a range of data about users' demographics and interests and make segments available to all or a subset of buyers. Let's say that you will use this segment when you advertise on aperitif.no. That's easy, because if all the data is collected from Aperitif and used on Aperitif, then that's all first-party data which is allowed. Publishers' first-party data may increase in value now that buyers can no longer use their data, and Adnuntius makes first-party data easy to collect and to activate. Now for a harder use case. Buyers, like in this example the real estate agents, can also get access to share their own data that can be made available only to themselves. Let's say that they create a trigger where a user will be added to the segment Real Estate Hunters when they visited the domain norvik.no. If they want to enable this segment in a campaign on aperitif.no, that is no longer possible with cookies, since this is by definition third-party data. However, as publishers and marketers increasingly get their users to register with a phone number or email address, we can use that information to re-enable cross-domain user identification and data sharing, and therefore reintroduce the retargeting campaign. All this is of course subject to users' consent, which is why we can help publishers and marketers with that as well. Here are some additional benefits. First, you can send data from multiple devices and different systems and recognize all those data points to belong to the same person. In other words, you can create a unified view of each user by consolidating the data you collected from various systems. Also, if you want to use the data for anything else than marketplace or self-service, then that's easy. You can either create any number of exports to your own data warehouse or other storage systems using webhooks or SFTP, or we can help you to build a custom integration to the system in which you intend to use the data. If you want to hear more, please visit adnuntius.com.